Hey, we're live!
We're super live.
This is really cool. Okay, so I don't think we've ever done a live before.
And I thought I never would.
So, we'll see how this goes. There's gotta be a way to save this for later, right?
I don't know, but we will figure it out.
We will figure it out, yes.
Right now.
Okay, so... Oh wow, there's like features for filters and everything. That's kind of cool. Oh boy. Well, Darren, I figured that we could get started with our very first Unfiltered Live.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's do a quick Q&A and we can get started.
We should probably introduce ourselves too.
Yes, definitely. Let's introduce ourselves. So this is Jaren Humphreys.
I'm Jaren Humphreys.
Yes, and...
This is Melissa Chacon.
That is me.
Yes, we know each other because we used to work at the same place that we used to be at. And
yes.
So,
actually, Jaren hired me for my job.
Yes, which is it's interesting turn of events that I
yeah.
did not last there. I got a new job and things of that nature, but we're going to get into why we started it soon, but we want to go back and forth lighthearted, talk to you about some questions and things of that nature.
Yeah, and that way you guys can kind of get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, and we'll save this in our Instagram Live to go back to, so when people have questions about like who we are, we can be like, link in the doobly-doo or in the description below.
Yeah, or if we're just failing miserably with technology, we will find a way to recreate this for later.
We will.
Okay, so I figured that we could start, let's go ahead and start with, friend, what is your favorite social media platform?
My favorite social media platform currently, I think it is Twitter or Tumblr because of the story aspect of it. So with Twitter, you can kind of link to different things and tell a story, and with Tumblr, it's a long post of writing, and I'm a huge fan of writing, so
that is true.
Those are the two things that I really...
He writes for fun, like to de-stress and just everything.
That is what I do.
Yeah.
Melissa has so many texts coming in right now, guys.
I do. I feel very popular.
Thousands
This never
of
happens.
So many texts.
Please.
But yeah, and my question to Melissa would be...
Oh wait, for me it's the gram. I love the gram. So right here.
She does love the gram. Her
I
gram's
love
very
the
serious.
gram.
Hello, who's ever with us? I see that there's one person viewing us. I don't know who you are. But
I think it's Pastor Geraldo.
In.
Hey, Pastor Geraldo.
Hey.
Thanks for the support.
Hey. Don't know who you are, but I hear you're awesome.
Yes, he's really cool.
Great. That's what happens when you shout out. Yeah, I guess my next question would be to Melissa, what's your favorite place to eat?
Ooh, my favorite place to eat.
Right now, because no changes during time
it
what
does.
you're doing.
It sure does. Okay, so I think my favorite place to eat currently would be Chipotle.
Chipotle is good. We
actually just got Chipotle.
Chipotle after Sabbath.
Yep.
It was very good. What is your go-to burrito bowl situation?
Ooh, okay, so for those of you who maybe don't know me, I love to lift and work out and things like that. I miss the gym, guys, but it's okay. We do at-home workouts in the living room. It's fine. So I'll usually do like double protein, get some rice, and then like all the veggies.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I usually eat. And my friends, specifically Jaren, like to give me a hard time about that. But
yeah, I've been.
What about you, friend?
I think that recently there is this restaurant called Mexican Village Restaurant, which I think I've given them close to like $100 during the quarantine. It's bad. Because like I'll be in the middle of a work project and I'll be like, I need something to eat, and they make this enchilada plate that is my favorite thing, and it's spicy and I still enjoy it, and I generally don't enjoy spicy things, so it's really...
Note the face, yeah.
It's really great. I enjoy it a ton. It's really fun, and it's great to like get me through the day, because I find that when I eat pasta or anything heavy, it doesn't get me through the day, but the beans and the rice and the enchiladas just help me, give me that push and energy throughout the day.
Really quickly, side note, I just thought I'd bring this up because you mentioned beans, and I can never forget this. And if people want to get to know us and our friendship better, this is like me and Jaren, totally unfiltered.
100%.
Jaren at one point had told me, for those of you, who don't know, I'm Mexican and American.
I'm Black, African American.
So I took Jaren to a Spanish church with me, and one of the lovely ladies from my church invited us over to eat. And Jaren told me, I don't like beans. And I was like, friend, how do you not like beans? Like, it was refried beans, I think, specifically. And he was like, well, I've only had Taco Bell beans. And I'm like, friend, that's why.
Yeah, talk
for
about
you,
refried
because that
beans.
is not, that's
Or from
not
a
real
can,
beans.
and they were
no
highly awful.
Yeah, so we're here sitting in this wonderful woman's house, and she's feeding us food. And of course, Jaren didn't want to be super rude. And I was like, friend, there's a way that we do this. Let me handle this. Like, I got you. So we got him some beans, and he looked at me. He's like, I think I like beans. And I'm
They
like,
were so good.
yeah. So
It was a life-changing moment for me. It's like what happens
Yes.
when I do things, like when I show my friends collard greens, I was like, this is amazing. It was one of the first experiences that we had. I had gone to Spanish church, which had translated for me all day long.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting world to see cultures because I remember, like, I was trying to get up to do dishes and, like, help out.
Yeah.
And Melissa was like, you must
You
stay
need to
seated.
sit. And he
You
looked
must
at me
sit.
and I was like, I will tell you in the car, like, if you get up right now, I'm going to look super bad. So you need to stay seated and I will take care of you. No worries.
So I was like, okay, just gonna go along. That's a fun story about us. That does explain our personalities really well.
Yeah. Okay, well, the next question that I had is a little bit about us. So which of us do you think is most organized?
I think you're definitely more organized in your physical life, but I think that in my plans and like
Yes.
financials and things of that nature, I'm more organized.
I
We
can
have
agree
different
with that.
strengths in that area.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, I think Jaren's car constantly gives me anxiety.
So bad.
Yes. Yeah.
It's 100%.
Yes.
It's cool.
Geraldo, yes. Mercy. Quality goes a long way.
Yes.
And you know what? Trying, the dehydrated, I'm sure they are because I've worked in summer camp cafeterias. But doing the, like, dehydrated pinto beans from Taco Bell is not the same from...
Hi, Austin.
Hi, Austin. I've heard so much about you. Yay.
It's very true. Told you on the phone yesterday. It was great.
So yeah, no, I could definitely agree that Jaren gives me anxiety with all of like his mess and his house sometimes or like his car.
Melissa gives me anxiety when we talk about finances because I feel
Yes.
like she tends to freak out on larger scales, and
Yeah.
I'm just trying to kind of help her through to give a background of like our careers and things of that nature.
Yes, and that was your
That was
next
my next
question,
question.
right?
Like, what do you do for a living, Melissa?
Ooh, good question. So I work in the Adventist system,
Yes.
whoop whoop, and I am currently for those of you in the Adventist realm, you know I am a building principal, and normally for everyone else who's not in the Adventist bubble, I tell them that I am a teacher and a principal, because I think that is the best way to explain what my job title is. So yeah, I am a teacher and principal going on 6 years of teaching now, so that's kind of cool. What do you do, Jaren?
I'm a financial analyst for a biopharmaceutical firm called AbbVie, and so
He's doing big things, guys.
we make the drug Humira. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
kind of
just
the-
like bought Botox?
We
right?
did buy the company that makes Botox a couple days ago, so
That's
that was a large bill that we got through. And
Listen,
so,
that was a big shift for us in our friendship.
Yes.
Because again, I don't know if you. Oh, thanks, Geraldo. Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught it or not in the beginning, but Jaren actually was the one who hired me. He used to work as the business manager of the school.
Yeah.
And so I was super excited for him when he decided to do the job switch. Super, super excited for him. Lots of prayer went into that from both of us,
Yes.
and even like our moms
Yes.
and everything. And that was a huge shift for us. But now I'll get random calls from Jaren being like, we're mad at China today.
We are mad at China.
Because I don't know what with their payroll, and we're like, oh, okay, we're just randomly
Yes.
upset with China. Sounds good.
Yes, I can't tell you why they're mad at China right now because of like legal reasons, but we do get frustrated with certain countries sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yes, it is very different.
Well, let's get into, I guess, our main question. So, friend, you were the one who pretty much thought up of Unfiltered. And
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Unfiltered is going to be a young adult video series where we are going to be focusing on different Bible topics and Bible themes and Bible stories. So we kind of noticed that during the quarantine, yes, there were lots of my pastor friends and stuff like that. That they were putting out really awesome like sermons and stuff like that, but we were thinking, there's nothing for us like on the go and nothing specifically directed towards young adults. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about ourselves later on as the videos go on and stuff like that. But Jaren and I are both pastors' kids. We grew up pastors' kids, and we have a lot of similarities with how we were raised and things like that. So we decided, hey, yeah, so friend, what gave you the idea? What inspired you for Unfiltered?
I think the biggest thing that inspired me is that I saw other places in our areas where pastors would do Zoom Sabbaths, and that would really like engage with like the older age group or the younger age group or the kids who are going to school. But the young adults who are kind of sometimes in Zooms all day long, like my friends in all day long, they sometimes wanted something more content driven and script driven with like, they had a certain aspect when it came to online content. Because we grew up in the age of YouTubers, it was just a different world. We've seen
like almost equality, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't like I wanted to sit there and just watch everyone log on to Zoom. That was something that we actually mentioned, was that we were really annoyed, and I'm sorry for any of our pastor friends that are watching this if you do this,
Zoom
but we were
makes
very
sense.
annoyed
It makes sense,
with people just randomly logging on Sabbath morning and just sitting there and studying the lesson together on Zoom. Like, that was so strange for us.
Yeah. And so we wanted to put out something quality and content-wise, and then something that was young adult as well. Being young adults who are still in the church, who still, yes, death by Zoom is correct.
Yes. And Geraldo, listen, I told him earlier that I was like, yes, Geraldo makes awesome videos. Like, you need to check him out. Yes. His quality, yep.
Yeah, and we saw other churches in the area that were doing these things that me and Melissa both come from a Seventh-day Adventist background.
Yeah.
So different churches putting out like these quality contents of things, of scripted content. And we were like,
well, one of them that we looked at was actually Hillsong. Remember?
Yeah, they just
we love Hillsong.
So
well, I think I think we realized when we went to the Hillsong concert that I was way more into it than you were. Like, I was deep in the culture of Hillsong.
She was deep. She knew every song.
Yes, and I realized that, you know, living in praise teams and everything, I grew up, you know, just living in praise teams and everything, and from middle school, really. And choirs and everything, and so it's just kind of like we were deep in Hillsong culture.
Yes.
And so going to their concert and everything, and then now with virtual, you know, sitting down and watching sermons of Hillsong, it's just, there's a specific way that they do everything and present it, and it's not that presentation is everything. It just
matters to certain people.
Yeah.
And I think growing up in this age where we do have our, like, something for me is that the people that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, they haven't dropped in quality since the quarantine has been out.
Mm-hmm.
They have just been trucking along. And so I was like, I texted Melissa one night and said, hey, I have this idea to put out weekly scripted videos every week.
Actually, you started out the conversation with a friend. I was watching your teacher YouTube, and you're pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. Because we wanted the videos to be funny, lighthearted, serious, and pointed, but like we wanted to be able to have a conversation for 10 to 15 minutes about a topic. Do not judge our intro video.
Please. It is actually kind of cringe. Like, it is absolutely not the quality. It is not the quality that we are going to be putting out, but we needed to put something together, and we actually realized that we're not very good at filming things outside.
So we're going to stick to the indoors.
Yes, and it'll be way better, but just bear with us.
Yes.
If anything, you're logging on to subscribe to us and our personalities and our thoughts, so, you know, thanks.
Yes, but that video, I'm squinting a lot.
Yeah,
we are like
we're putting it out.
Positions.
We really realized that we just had to rip off the Band-Aid and just put it out.
Rip off the Band-Aid. But yeah, we are, for the first couple of weeks that we're doing them is, raising the quality of Adventism is a word.
Mercy.
It's a word from the Lord. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to be putting out a David and Bathsheba. Our first video is going to be next week, where we kind of unpack David and Bathsheba. And then,
I'm so excited. Can I just say, like, he is my favorite Bible character.
I love David so much.
Yes.
The way he relates to God is remarkable.
Yeah.
And I think that he relates to God in a very realistic way, is why we both attach to him. David does not sugarcoat anything with God, and so that's kind of what we talked about with Unfiltered, is that, like, taking back the blinds and not...
Whenever I tell my students, I tell them, you know, taking off, like, the baby glasses.
Yeah.
Like, because we love to be like, and everything was rainbows and butterflies at the end, and put a nice, cute bow on it, and we don't tell any of the kids any details about anything.
Yeah. But the Bible is, like, dangerous. The Bible is sexy. The Bible is funny.
Yeah.
The Bible is all those things, and sometimes we keep those back.
Yeah.
And so we went to market to this age group that was a young adult age group. Those who are younger, those who are older are more than welcome to join. It's not going to be inappropriate content. But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about, like, the fact that David and Bathsheba had sex outside of marriage, and, like, what did David really do?
Listen, I think
when
not
he
only
went out
that,
there?
I think what really bothers me about this story is not so much that David was unfaithful. I think, or just, like, even forced Beth. We don't know. We're gonna get into that one, but we had this whole conversation about consent, where I was like, friend, consent is a very real thing, and those power dynamics.
Dynamics is very strange.
We went down the rabbit hole, man. But one of those things was just like, how just David dealt with everything afterwards.
Yeah.
It was
it's a wild video, and so we're putting that together now. We're pretty excited about it.
Listen, it would be like one of those like Netflix, you know what I mean? Like
If
one of
they
those
did a
Netflix
Netflix
docuseries, like
on
Tiger
David and
King on
Bathsheba.
David and Bathsheba. Like just that alone, like crazy.
Or like a limited series that like
Yes.
Ryan Murphy would produce. It would be very it'd be very driven. But like I
Yeah.
think that it's just we don't want to stray away from the topics.
Yeah.
We want to dive into those topics because young adults are talking about them, and because like us, like Melissa and I are both unmarried, and this is not a crowd for singleness, but like we're both unmarried, so we're dealing
we're
dealing with
here
different
pitching our singleness.
situations than Me Too.
Oh mercy,
yeah.
yes, the hashtag Me Too movement would have.
Yeah,
Mercy.
roasted and destroy David. But I think that like understanding us as like single individuals in this world, the different struggles that we have that our married friends don't always have, and being
Yeah.
open to talk about that and saying like, how does being pure stand in that way? What does it really mean to like? What about to our friends who are not? Like, what does it mean when things are different in that way? And so, with understanding the Bible, oh hi Hopeful, with understanding the Bible and understanding these video series, we're just gonna really dive into the Word of God and really take apart these things.
I think the big thing is just not talk about the things that people don't normally want to talk about, or like just phase over it and just pretend it never happened, which I think that's hilarious how we like to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else other religious beliefs, but at least in Adventism we love to just gloss over and just be like, oh no, David was a man of God, we're not going to talk about all of his family trauma that made him the person that he was. But whatever.
I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that we're just really excited to share. Me and Melissa have different opinions, we have different points of view,
For sure.
and I think that you're going to enjoy hearing from us talking about this every week.
People think we're entertaining when we like fight with each other. I don't know, whatever.
When we banter back and forth, and I think that there are things that we banter back and forth with and understanding and the way that we view the story.
Because and just the world.
Yeah, I think that there's a way to view the story. You know, like there was a 1995 film that came out, that 1955 film that came out that had David and Bathsheba as a love story that David saw her and he couldn't resist. And
it was like the love unforbidden that made him break his vow with God.
Yeah, that made him break his vow with God.
And like weird ominous.
But you also have the Melissa point of view where it's an interesting point of view of like, well, what if Bathsheba wasn't a consenting party in this, and what does that mean?
Yeah, like what if she felt pressured? Like he was the king. You don't say no to the king.
And we're just going to get into all of that, and we're just... I'm excited to talk about, in these next 4 weeks, because I think that's how long the series is going to last, talk about how David was a man of God because he didn't sugarcoat his relationship with God. Mm-hmm. He's the perfect person for Unfiltered to begin with, because it will just break away this idea that God is expecting a relationship with us that is not honest and that is not truthful. And so... Or
even that you have to come to God in a certain way. I 100%. Think that's something that, for myself personally, I struggled with for a lot of my life, was I have to be perfect to come to God. And I once heard someone say, I don't remember which pastor it was, but they said, you don't go to the hospital when you're feeling good. You go to the hospital when you're not feeling well. I don't know why we don't treat the church that way. We should be in church when we feel the most broken, but yet we feel like we have to be all good to go to church.
Yeah, but that's what Unfiltered is about.
You had one more question, right? And then...
I did not have one more question.
No? I thought you did.
I only had two. You made me go over two.
Never mind.
Do you want me to create a third question
fine.
now? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You seem
anyway, we have a countdown going. We have a countdown going for our first video on YouTube. If you want to find us on all social media platform, we are just getting started. We wanted to do like a very millennial thing, like the soft launch. Yes. So we had created everything, and we had been kind of planning everything for about 2 weeks now. That was something that I thought was really interesting from other ministries that I've been involved in, was that, normally it's like, we got a name, like we got a name and we got like a logo and colors and all this stuff, but we don't have any ideas or what direction we want this to go in.
Right.
But we had the opposite problem where we had too many ideas and we really couldn't think of a name, or we couldn't think of a logo and those colors and everything. That was a process. So, I'm excited for you guys to join us in our journey.
Yeah. So, our first video goes up tonight. It's just going to give you an informational about what we're talking about, a little fun, quirky video. Not the best quality, but we're going to get better.
It's fine. We'll get better.
We're going to get better.
I make a vow to you guys on all of our social media platforms that we will get better. I promise.
But you will see on our social media platforms some videos that we did today, some little funny videos about what we're excited about. When that video goes live on Instagram, you'll be able to just swipe up and, link to the video, and we're so excited for you to hear it. Yes, but our first video, to tell all your friends, to tell
please
young adults in
we're
your
trying
area,
to we're trying to build up
friends.
the anticipation and everything of just this getting to know us, and then our intro video, and then not this week because tonight we're launching it, but next week
we have David and Ashiba coming up, and we're just very excited to do it, and we're very excited to hear what you guys think and feedback and things of that nature.
We love feedback, and I think we mentioned that too. It's just I've never shied away from positive criticism, and so my thing is, please let us know how you feel. Just vibe with us, man. Like seriously, tell us what things you like, what you don't like. Let's get a conversation going. And
our promise is to always have great lighting, quality content, scripted content, and just to have an honest conversation with Christ. But we're super excited. Thank you for joining us for the Instagram Live.
Guys.
It's so kind of you.
We feel the love, like for real. I know it's only been like 2 or 3 people at a time, but I mean, again, we didn't announce it or anything, so we really appreciate the support.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you. Keep us in your prayers and get ready for an unfiltered experience.
Completely unfiltered. .jm. Trust me, that period. That was a whole other conversation.
.jm. Maybe we should change our YouTube name. It's fine.
We couldn't. There were some things that it would worked on and not. But the whole point was I wanted it to be like a statement, like boom, it's unfiltered. Period. So that kind of messed us up. I did. I was like, friend, it has to be unfiltered. Period.
And I was like, oh, it's
He's like, I don't care.
Like,
well, whatever.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, keep it real. Peace and love, guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye.